Crafted in Columbia. I'm here with Matt Rogers. Look how tall. I'm not a short guy. I'm not a short guy, and look how much higher he is than me.
I'm not short. You're not short.
Yeah. So, Crafted in Columbia, obviously, this is like the signature event for South Carolina beer. So, what did you bring from Hazelwood?
We brought 3 treats. Our Hellas Lager, which kicked early. Our Strawberry Warhead, Tactical Strawberry Warhead, seasonal beer. And then our Jesus, which is a new hazy that we just always make new beers. And it's a freshie, so I wanted to make sure people got to try something different.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Jesus. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I saw a hazy IPA from Hazelwood, and I was like, I miss Hazelwood IPAs because I moved back to Greenville. So like, I miss hazy IPAs from Hazelwood so much, and I didn't even like put 2 and 2 together. The joke in the name.
We have always something different.
What is because your IPAs from Hazelwood always stood out more than the rest of the IPAs in the area.
It's just attention to detail, quality ingredients. We just love it. We love drinking them.
What's the argument from I want to put out an IPA that's tropical and sweet, pineapple, those kind of notes versus one that's dank, dry, something that someone can crush 3 or 4 of them and not be super inebriated.
Normally we've got 5 or 6 IPAs on tap out of 14 different beers that we have on tap at our place. So it lets us have some freedom to kind of play around with all the different varieties of IPAs. We love our classic old school stuff. We love our hazy juicies, and we love everything in between. So we're hopheads.
Now I do want to ask, because it is topical right now with the whole liability insurance situation.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be your message that, they passed a law a year, 2 years ago, whatever the case may be, to fix the problem, but it hasn't necessarily fixed the problem.
No,
so what would be your message to the legislature?
Well, I've been brewing beer in South Carolina for a long time, and it's always been an uphill battle. We remember back when we couldn't even have tap rooms or tasting rooms or give samples, and we've accomplished all that. It just takes a long time. It's a hard-fought battle, and there's a lot of people fighting that fight. So, we incrementally make gains. It's just you have to be able to play the long game, and that's difficult for a lot of people playing the long game because it just costs so much to do that. So we're just up here for the Brewers Guild Festival to support the Brewers Guild because that's what they're fighting for, is to make life easier for brewers in South Carolina.
How is that balance versus trying to play the long game and satisfy the laws versus trying to play the short game and put beer out that the public can consume and love?
Well, we want the public to consume and love our beers, even though we're really, trying to think about it on a 30,000-foot view. We are trying to just make sure that we're here for the future, and we're trying to just be methodical in the way we do that. So, everybody's got a unique situation. Every brewery is different. We're just happy to have a really supportive, town and people that love our beers.
I do want to ask if you remember a year or 2 ago, because I know you're very involved in the social media game behind Hazelwood. So the whole 1 gorilla versus 100 men argument. How many brewery imbibing patrons would it take to take down prime Mike Tyson?
Prime Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Oh. It depends on how many beers he had before he got into the fight.
So, more or less.
My trick was always to feed him beer before we fight, and then his sneak attacks. But no, so you're not going to beat Mike Tyson on a level playing field.
On a level playing field.
No.
So more beers to take down Mike Tyson or less beers?
I say rig the game if you're
rig the game. I appreciate that because of the whole, boxing thing. Yeah. Cheers, brother. Good to see you as always.
Yeah. Thanks for interviewing me.
Of course.